Hannah Yee with BCP 360, sitting here with defensive end from Jefferson High School, Tyriq McCord. So Tyriq, you're a household name right now, high school football-wise. How does that feel?
It feels good, really, like, honestly, I'm trying to be somewhat of a follower because, I'm trying to follow, like, Quentin Williams, my former quarterback. He really wasn't, he didn't have that big head. He always stayed humble. So I'm still learning from him and trying to be exactly like that because, staying humble, there's a lot of good things that come with that. And, that could really bring you to successfulness in life. So I'm still trying to learn how to stay humble.
How does it feel to have a state title?
And on top of that, to be the first team in the school to have a state, it feels great. It's unbelievable.
Now, a lot of people are saying that you played a huge part in getting to that state title game and getting the state title. How does that feel?
I mean, it just basically put my name out there. Like, now coaches know me. A lot of people, around town know me now. Get to meet people like Greg Wendell. It just feels good. You get to meet everybody. Everybody gets to know you, and it's just a process in life. Just to meet new people.
So now that you're one of the top prospects going into next year, what kind of pressure does that put on you?
A lot, because you gotta make sure everybody is watching you. You gotta make sure you dominate. You don't want to do anything stupid out here like a lot of people are doing. You just gotta make sure you stay on top of the school because there's a lot of people who's spectating. Like right now, like a lot of kids who play football, their GPAs are low and whatnot, and that's just basically how it is in life. So pretty much, I'm just trying to be what people think that I am. Like, I just want to be sure I have like the highest GPA in my school, on the team, whatnot. Just gotta make sure you just basically education comes first. That's all I can say.
So now that you brought up the GPA, can I ask what your GPA is?
Right now it's 2.8 because freshman year I slipped up real bad. Just middle school coming into high school thinking this is gonna be just like middle school, and that was not the don't do that. 8th graders don't do that.
So how does it feel now that some of the teammates are leaving and graduating?
Man, this year I really felt like a senior. I honestly felt like I was a senior. I had so many connections with so many seniors. It made me feel like I was part of them. But I'm still a junior. I'm still young. My brother Ramik Wilson, we got real close. And it's just the fact that he's a senior and I'm a junior. That was always my right-hand man. Every time I was at the quarterback, he was somewhere right there by him. And now I gotta play like he's there next year.
So is it kind of gonna be a rebuilding season for Jefferson?
Every year it's always a rebuild. Like 2 years ago, we had to rebuild after a loss against Pensacola. We even though nobody noticed, we still lost. About like 2 people, but those 2, important people in our defense and on our offense. So every year it's rebuilding, whether it's in character, team-wise, or behavior-wise. It's always a rebuilding season.
Now, is that a lot of your teammates have said that ride home from Pensacola is when they decided that they were gonna go to state this year and win it? Is that when you had that idea in mind as well?
But yes, ma'am, because the seniors, they pretty much had that. They had that set the freshman year when they came in. When I came in my freshman year, I just hopped on the train. But my sophomore year, I in the beginning of the season, I didn't think we was going to get that far, and that wasn't the right mentality to have. And then honestly, when I seen the Pensacola game, I was like, what, I gotta stop thinking like that. I have to, honestly think now I'm number 1 and play like it's my last game. God gave us life. God gave me the opportunity to play football. So.
Now, who's one person that helps motivate you on and off the field?
I gotta say, it's between 2 people. Gotta say my mother And I gotta say, probably my coach slash mentor, Ricky Saylor. Um, really, my mom is strictly education. You know, without education, I wouldn't be playing football. You know, GPA would be too low and whatnot. And Coach Saylor, you know, he just makes sure I'm not doing anything stupid. You know, like who knows? I could be out in the streets doing something right now, but I'm not. You know, I'm playing football. I'm a great young man. You know, I grew up from great parents, so and they showed me that, and that's why I'm here today as a #1 DM.
So if you could give advice to younger kids who want to follow in your footsteps, what would it be?
Listen to your mother and father. Uh, they know what they're talking about, and if they don't have a mother and father, you got to listen to your mentor, guardian, and whatnot, because they already lived their life, you know, and they know what to expect in your life. So just listen to them and just stay out of trouble. What I mean, that's all I can say. Stay out of trouble.
Okay, well, it was great having you in here. Thank you for coming.
Yes, ma'am. Appreciate it.